I bought a gold engagement ring at an estate sale in Tulsa last October for $40. The diamond was a half-carat. The setting was a simple 6-prong solitaire. The inside of the band was engraved in fine cursive. The inscription read, "For Danielle, October 2030. I am 39 years old. I have never met a woman named Danielle." I bought the ring because the seller said it would be melted down for scrap if no one took it. I put it in my coat pocket and forgot about it until I got home. That night I read the inscription under a desk lamp with a magnifying glass. The estate sale was on Birch Street. A small white bungalow with a brick chimney and a maple tree in the front yard. The house belonged to a man named Augustus Reed who had died the previous spring. The woman running the sale was a court-appointed estate manager named Lillian Goss. She told me Augustus had been a master jeweler for 50 years at a downtown shop called Reed & Sons. He had no children. He had been unmarried his entire life. He had lived alone in the bungalow since 1974. She charged me $40 in cash for the ring and gave me a printed receipt with his name on it. I have been going to estate sales since 2017. About one a weekend. I buy jewelry mostly. Old engagement rings, watch movements, brooches, anything with a hallmark. I clean them up and sell the pieces I do not want on a small website I run. I have a spreadsheet of every piece I have bought, what I paid, and what I sold it for. The Augustus Reed ring was the most unusual hallmark I had seen. The maker's mark inside the band was a small letter A inside a circle. I knew that mark. It was Augustus's own mark. The ring had been made by the man whose estate was selling it. The next morning I drove to Reed & Sons. The shop had been bought by a new owner named Henry Klein who had kept the old name. Henry had worked under Augustus for 12 years and was happy to talk about him. I showed him the ring. He pulled out a leather-bound work order book from a drawer and turned to the page for the commission. The entry was in Augustus's handwriting. Dated September 2024. The client name listed for the commission was blank. The line was empty. The inscription instructions were written in full. For Danielle, October 2030. The deposit had been paid in cash. The final pickup was listed as pending. Henry told me Augustus had been diagnosed with Alzheimer's in 2022. The disease progressed slowly at first. By 2024 his hands still worked but his memory was fragmenting. He had been declared legally incapable in early 2025 and his license to commission custom work was revoked. He continued small repairs at home until his death. Henry assumed the Danielle ring had been a phantom commission. An order Augustus had imagined and entered into the ledger out of habit. Augustus had a habit of taking deposits in cash and keeping no records of who handed him the bills. I almost left it there. I drove home and put the ring in a drawer. 3 weeks later Henry called me. He had been going through Augustus's other custom work orders from his final years. 27 rings commissioned between 2022 and 2024. all with inscriptions. All with client name lines left blank. Every inscription named a woman and a month and a year. The earliest year inscribed was 2029. The latest was 2061. 27 rings. 27 future dates. Henry had located 6 of the rings already through pawn shops and estate sales around Tulsa. He sent me photographs of the inscriptions. The handwriting on every inscription was identical to mine. I returned to the bungalow on Birch Street. Lillian had not yet finished clearing the house. She let me into Augustus's home study. The room was small and lined with bookshelves. The workbench held watchmaking tools laid out neatly as if for a project the next day. In the center of the workbench was a small leather portfolio. Inside the portfolio were 27 sealed envelopes. Each envelope was addressed in Augustus's handwriting to a name I did not recognize. One envelope was addressed to me. My full first name. Middle initial. Last name. The envelope had been sealed with red wax stamped with the small letter A inside a circle. I took my envelope home. I left the other 26 in the portfolio. Lillian agreed to keep them sealed until each recipient could be found. I have helped her locate 11 of the recipients in the months since. They are all real people. Each one bought a ring from Augustus's estate, the same way I did. Each one received their sealed envelope. Each one has refused to tell me what their envelope contained. Lillian has begun searching for the remaining recipients. 2 have already proven harder to locate. The names match no living person in any public record. Lillian believes those envelopes are addressed to people who have not been born yet. I opened my envelope last December. Inside was a single photograph and a handwritten note. The photograph was a color print on heavy stock. It shows a man kneeling on one knee in a public park in autumn. He is holding out the gold ring I bought from Augustus's estate. A woman is standing in front of him with her hand over her mouth. The man in the photograph is me. He is older. His hair has grayed at the temples. The note in the envelope was written in Augustus's hand. It described the day, the park, the name of the woman, the time. The date written at the bottom of the note was October 11, 2030. I put the ring in a safety deposit box at a bank in downtown Tulsa. The bank is one I have never used. When I went to open the account, the manager told me the box was already in my name. The account had been opened in person on a Tuesday in March of 2024. The signature on file was mine. I do not remember being in Tulsa that month. I have not been able to confirm whether I traveled there. The box held nothing when I opened it. The ring is in there now. I drive past the bank some weekends. The lights are always on inside, even on Sundays. The bank does not open on Sundays.